Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is Knack. We have got some live tournament action coming at you right now on IC Cup Test Bug. We are in the round of 32 in the ALTJuly 2011 tournament. We have got $250 in prize pool plus a custom-made knife that I made by myself with my own two bare hands, and that is going to be going for the first place winner. And we are going to see these guys battling it out in game number 1 in their best of 3 matchup. Nano going to be spawning as the blue Terran in the top left position. At 3 o'clock, we will find BigPeen as the yellow Terran. So Peen, that is a type of hammer that I am quite familiar with. I use a ball peen hammer in my work. I make knives for a living, and this is my hobby, and I'm hoping to actually turn this into a job here fairly soon. I'm doing this casting and alt StarCraft stuff full time. Maybe a little bit more money in it potentially than in making knives. Best of 15? No. No, it is best of 3. Best of 3, sorry guys. But yeah, let's take a look here. So pretty standard openers. It looks like BigPeen is going to be going ahead for a little wall off here, probably mostly to deny scouting than anything else. It's not as useful as it is in a Terran versus Terran matchup as it is, say, in a Terran versus Zerg matchup to be walling off. And Nano not going to be walling off. He is, however, going to be getting his barracks down right away. And as you can see, the timings are just about identical for both of these players at this point. Oh, that's a nice spot for the supply depot. Interesting stuff. And refineries going down for both players at approximately the same time as well. So pretty standard builds here from both players, as well as identical. Talk about mirror matchup. You gotta love it when the mirror matchups do exactly the same thing. I mean, with just, literally a couple seconds maximum of difference in their timings. So kind of interesting stuff. There goes the command centers for both of them, morphing into orbital commands. What's he cruising out here with? An SCV. That is our first scout of the game. We're already at 3 minutes into the game. Nano just barely starting to scout, beating his opponent to the punch. And look at this. BigPeen going to be sending out a Marine. Interesting for his scout. Which way is he headed? Looks like he is going to be going in the correct direction. Interesting stuff. BigPeen, it appears that you are watching the stream, and if that is the case, you are going to need to get off of there immediately, buddy. What you're doing is stream cheating. So get off there. I can see that you're online. I can see Learn to Lift in there. Learn to Lift. You need to leave that channel. You hear me? Thanks, man. Let's take a look and see if you got it done. Not yet. Huh. Okay, you're going to need to do it right away. If you need to pause the game, go ahead and pause it, but go ahead and get off of the live stream if you're on there. Learn to Lift. If you're listening, buddy, you got to get off of there, otherwise I'm going to disqualify you. Okay. Hey, Keo, can you message them, please? I can't message them while it's paused. That's the trouble. Can you message BigPeen and tell him that he is on the stream? Well, I guess I forgot to cast. My goodness. I've been so worried about people cheating that I'm not casting. But let's take a look. I mean, that was a pretty effective drop there by BigPeen. What he was doing was abusing the fact that Nano had his tanks sieged up. It's better to not have them sieged up in this situation. You'd rather have them just floating around and targeting a single unit instead of doing the splash. You can see all these SCVs that are almost completely dead because of that splash going in there. So what BigPeen was doing was dropping one Marine at a time to get obliterated by the tank, but at the same time it would be doing damage to all of the SCVs. So it was really actually pretty well played. Units tab is going to show that BigPeen, though slightly behind in the economy, not by too much though. Nano is going to be on 2 base, so fairly good job there. But more drops look like they are about to come. He's got a tank in this one. And more drops continuing here by BigPeen. Being extremely pesky. Wow, he's really got Nano running for his money here. Nicely done there by Nano. He's now going to be in pretty decent position here, it looks like, to make something happen. So wow, BigPeen sure being pesky here. This is actually pretty nice play. But Nano is safely on 2 base, taking a 3rd right now. And BigPeen just barely taking his expansion here. 12 minutes into the game. There we go. Tanks that aren't sieged up. That's what we like to see. Tanks that aren't sieged are actually very, very effective. We don't always have to get that siege technology to make the tanks effective. And that's one thing I do like to see, is people knowing when to keep those tanks out of siege mode. But right now we do have a pretty large force of Marines here cruising out across the field. 3 tanks behind. BigPeen looks like he is going to be setting up on a forward position here for just a moment. And attacking just right down the main, it looks like, of Nano. So Nano's army just a little bit out of position here. Sensor tower going down. In the back, he's going to try and stop those drops. Not a bad idea at all. Ooh, nice defense here by Nano. Is he going to get the snipe on these tanks, though? BigPeen going to be moving in here, doing quite a bit of damage. These tanks are pretty nicely set up here, though, by Nano, so looking pretty solid. Lots of back and forth here. Wow, boy, I can't even tell you who's going to win this game at this point. It is very, very difficult to figure out who is ahead. But look at this, BigPeen still cruising out across the map here with a lot of forces. BigPeen rather. He's coming in with 3 more tanks. And there's the GG from Nano. So well played. Nicely done, BigPeen. We will see you guys here in just a minute in game number 2.